Hey guys. Hello, hello. Happy St. Patty's Day. Um, I just got back from the ALNC annual forum and I'm still like kind of on a high from it. It was so fun. I felt like I met so many people that had never heard of the NNBA, and it gave us like a really great opportunity to introduce ourselves and kind of I think sometimes it's like important to reintroduce yourself in business, just as like, hey, in case you forgot, but you're like seeing our stuff on social media but you don't actually know who we are. Here's who we are. I actually also love exhibiting because it just feels like I'm making friends. And as someone that loves to talk, it is a definitely a good job to have. Oh, there's our little Sunny wants to be part of our call, but definitely a good job to be like a marketer or member engagement, if you love to talk, because it just feels like literally you're getting paid to socialize. So I love that. But I met so many amazing people and like had so many great conversations and great connections. And it just reminded me of how many people are out there looking for something different, and they're where I once was, or so many of us who have kind of pursued a non-traditional opportunity in nursing. We all had that moment where it's like, I don't want to stay bedside, but like I don't know what to do next. So if I met you, I would love for you to just like comment in the conversation. If you think like, wow, she seems tired, I definitely am. I was in the airport for like 18 hours and was supposed to land at 9 p.m. on Sunday or 7 p.m. on Sunday. And I got home at like 11 p.m. Yesterday on Monday. So definitely was affected by the storms and all the airline stuff. But I still wanted to be sure I showed up because I just have so much to cover and so much exciting stuff to talk about. So, yeah, if you were at the ALNC forum, or you were there for the life care planners, or you wanted to go and you just couldn't go, or if you were just in Orlando, say hi in the chat. I just want to make this like an open opportunity to talk. But I wanted to go live because last week I was traveling, so I didn't get to, but also just to bring up something that just kept coming up in conversation over and over again. Like, I mean, probably like 85% of the people I talked to said some version of this. And it was, I'm working bedside currently, but I'm also trying to get out of it, or I want to stay away from bedside, but I just like don't really know what is like my next step. I don't know what to do next. A lot of them were legal nurse consultants that were still working like part of the time at the bedside. And so I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. Like, you have to make enough money, you have to have the insurance and all the benefits and stuff. But like, you can do that without working bedside. And I know that because I've been there. And I remember being in this like weird in between where I was like, okay, I worked hard for my license. I care about what I do. I love my patients. I was called to do this, but something like this doesn't feel like it's going to work for me long term. I think part of it was like the hours. Another part is just working for somebody, like the clock in and clock out. I have a hard time with that like traditional 8-hour work day and 40-hour work week. Even if I work more than 40 hours, that's fine. I just don't want to do it like, 7 to 4, 8 to 5, whatever. So it's just a weird feeling because it's like you have a calling, but you don't really have like a clear alternative. So you kind of sit in this space like, I don't want this, but like I don't know what I want, or I know what I want, I just don't know how to reach it. So I think that's where a lot of nurses get stuck for like a really long time, and it can feel super hopeless in this space. So something I started noticing just in general working with nurses, but also at this conference, is that it's like definitely not a motivation issue. Like, it's not like you're lazy, you're showing up to the conference, you're going all the way to Florida, or you're going all the way, when we have our conference like to Vegas or whatever, you're spending the money, you're taking the time. It's not that you're not motivated. It's not that you're lazy or that you like don't want more. It's just that like you're looking for a more clear path, and you're looking for someone who can tell you like how to lift your foot up and take that next step. So like I think about like how in nursing everything is structured for you. Like you go to school, you take your boards, you do clinicals, you get a job, you follow protocols. But when it comes to doing something different, like starting a business or just creating your own path, like just stepping outside of bedside, there's really like no clear roadmap at all. Um, so we like Google and we look on Instagram and we watch we listen to podcasts and watch videos and we think about a couple ideas, but that doesn't usually fix the like issue of like there's not enough structure and it's hard to take action. So you kind of get in this like loop of thinking about it, but not actually doing anything with it. So if you are feeling that way, like pause for a second, you're not behind. It's just you need the framework, and that's what the NNBA is for. So I really tried to share my story at the forum, just like how I went back and forth so many times, like changing directions just because I wasn't fully convinced that nursing was for me, or like I was choosing something that was going to support the life I wanted. And I wish someone would have just like grabbed my face and been like, Casey, here is how you take what you know and what you're good at and turn it into something that works for you. Because that's like the missing piece for most people. So if you're wondering like how do I package that into something real, that was kind of the point of this. So I'm super excited to talk about a training that we have coming up. What is today, the 17th? So literally in 2 days. We've been kind of trying to get people on board with it so they know that this is something that we're offering now. A big request from our members when we poll in our committees and stuff is to offer workshops. So we're starting our quarterly workshops. If they're helpful and a big hit, we definitely want to offer more of them as a free option for our members, just to, as you know, increase value. So we have a training that sort of goes over everything I've talked about from this whole call, and it's called From Nurse to CEO: 5 Steps to Start or Scale a 6-Figure Nurse Service Business. So I know that might feel like, okay, that's a lot. Like, what does it mean? So I'm going to break it down. It's 75 minutes. It's led by Nena, who's our NNBA president. A lot of y'all know Nena. She's been in this space for years and years and has helped lots of nurses build businesses, including myself, to just give you more flexibility and options in your career. And I love that it's not vague. It's not like 30 minutes. It's not quick, little ... go. It's going to be very robust. Hopefully, our goal, and Nena's very good at this, is that you'll leave feeling inspired and not so confused. And it's very much going to be like, here are the next steps. Here's how to think about this, and here's how to move forward. You will be able to get an hour of continuing education credit as well. So that will benefit. I just wanted to kind of break down like what we're going to talk about. There's literally not enough coffee in the world today. So one of the first things we're going to talk about is your niche and your offer. And I know those get thrown around a lot. It's kind of like burnout. Like I feel like you just like hear it so much. You're like, stop saying it. But we're going to talk about like, what do you actually do? What problem are you solving? Who is your ideal client? Who are you helping? What does that look like? And I think that's because there's a lot of confusion around like, I want to do something different. And I'm a labor and delivery nurse and I want to work with moms, or I want to work with babies, or I'm a psych nurse and I want to work within like the mental health space. But like if you can't like clearly explain what that is or what you're doing, it's going to be really hard to take that next step. So we're going to go over that. We're also going to go into how to take your experience and position it in a way that is very valuable. I think nurses underestimate themselves, like what they know, but as nurses, we do have insight that other people don't have. But if we don't know how to communicate that, then it's really not helping us in any way. So we help to turn that, Nena's going to help to turn that into something that you can actually like understand and what other people can say yes to. So if you don't know how to clearly explain what you're doing or what your goal is or who your client is, then you're going to have a really hard time explaining that to other people. We're going to talk about how to attract clients. And a lot of people get stuck here because they think, I don't like sales. I don't like people to be uncomfortable. I don't want to be pushy. I feel that way totally. I love to like market and advertise, but I don't like to be pushy. But like you can do that. It's just more about like being clear on your offer and how you position it. So when people understand like what you do and who it's for, it's so much easier to say yes to buying it. I mean, think about it. If you're like, man, I feel like I have coffee breath. And then someone said, oh, yeah, I sell like a mouthwash that specifically targets coffee breath. Then you don't have to, they don't have to be like, do you want to try? Do you want to buy? Here, buy, here, buy. You just be like, oh, that's a problem I have. This is a solution to the problem. Duh, I would be silly not to buy it. So that was kind of a silly example, but I have coffee breath right now. I was just thinking like, man, it'd be nice. But so it's just about like positioning and clarity. We're also going to get into pricing and money, which I feel like nurses really struggle with that. Just like you undercharge or you just try to avoid thinking about it altogether. I have literally had Nena kind of coaching me on how to raise my prices. Like if everyone else is raising their prices and I'm still doing the work, why would I not? And I'm getting more experience and I have a lot more to offer. Why would I not, charge what I'm worth? So we talk about how to price your self in a way that supports you and makes sense for what you're offering. A big reason people want to leave is because they're like, I'm busting my butt and I'm not making enough money. So you want to be able to not work as hard and make more money. And it's going to be hard regardless. People say like choose your hard. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about something, which this is the most important part to me, is building something that fits your life. What are you doing right now? What is not working for you? What is working for you? What would be your ideal work day? We don't want to replace one stressful job that you hate with another. The whole point of entrepreneurship or stepping away from bedside is to have more flexibility, more freedom, more money, more control, not more like stress and angst and like, I can't go to work today. I can't do it. So if you're listening and you're thinking like, yeah, that's definitely me. I've been thinking about this, or I want something different, or I don't know where to go next. This training is for you. Whether you're a member or not, you can join this training. It's paid for non-members, free for members. Which also is something kind of like getting off on a rabbit trail here. But when I was at the conference, I was thinking about like your like how valuable this membership is and your return on investment. And I was thinking like, if you come to our conference, you get $100 off as a member. If you go to this, you get this for free, this virtual training, it's $44. So right there, $144 that you could get today is free. And a membership's $199 for a whole year. So like do one more thing and you get your whole return on investment. So I was just thinking about that because sometimes people ask about that kind of thing. Like when you get way, 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 way more than $199 in free, like workshops, coaching, that kind of stuff. But anyways, I'm off on a rabbit trail. So another person that this would be for is if you've already started something and you're like, okay, well, I know I've clarified my offer. I know who my person is, but like I feel stuck or unsure of what to do next. So we will go over like for you too. It's not like a specific path. Like if you are a novice, like you could do it as someone who has just like ideas versus someone who is looking to scale. So if that's you, this will still help you get clarity and direction kind of at any point. So that was a question that some people have had. Like, I've already started, but I'm still stuck. It would still be great for you. Okay, so some quick logistics, just so you know what to expect. We have two separate live session options. We have this Thursday, March 19th at 7 p.m. Central Time. And then the 21st, which I believe is, Saturday. 18. It's the 21st, whatever that is, at 11 a.m. Central Time. And we have two live sessions available. So like I said, you can go do either of those. I'm going to look and see. The 21st, is Saturday. So Thursday and Saturday. So there will be a replay available. So if you registered, you will have the replay available. It's completely free for NNBA members. Like I said, it's $44 for non-NNBA members. It will be super valuable. Nena is amazing. It's hard to get one-on-one coaching with her. This will essentially be like personalized coaching if you're in any of the situations I kind of named earlier, just not knowing what to do next or feeling like you just need some more specific, tailored, actionable support. So if it's been on your mind, just a reminder, you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't need like a full plan. One of the benefits of like the NNBA or any association is the community of nurses that are doing what you're doing or have done what you're doing. You just need to be open to learning what's possible and be ready to take the next step. So staying stuck, wow, hello words. Staying stuck is a lot more exhausting than trying something new. Like I said earlier, pick your hard. It's hard to work 16-hour shifts on the bedside and live paycheck to paycheck. Well, it's hard to start your own business and get your clients and figure out how to structure your workday and all that good stuff. But I would choose the second option every time. So definitely like pick your hard. But if it's been on your mind, join us. I'm going to drop the link. If you have any questions, you can email me, message me, put them here. If this resonates with you, tell me in the chat. I would love to hear where you're at on your journey. I've met so many nurses over the past couple of days, and it's just been really inspiring to hear what they do, how they got started. And I know that a lot of people are struggling with this, and a lot of people need that support and that help. Sometimes you just need a little push. So come hang out with us. There's 2 dates, like I said, the 19th and the 21st. If you work on weekdays, there's a weekend option. If nights aren't good for you, there's a morning option. I think you'll be really glad you did it. And we are super excited to start adding more value to our memberships by doing these quarterly workshops. So thanks for tuning in. Can't wait to see you guys and hear some feedback on how beneficial it was. And let me know if you have any questions. Have a great Tuesday. Happy, I almost said Valentine's Day. Leprechaun, St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day.